How many DC fans we got in here?
Hey!
How many Static Shock fans? So we are here to see the world premiere of Static Shock. Dawn of the Metabreed is a fan film. It's a very exciting fan film. I've seen it. Made by fans and filmmakers for fans. So after the show, we're gonna. After the show, we're going to bring all the actors on stage, and we have some questions prepared for them, and then, time willing, we want you guys to come up and ask your questions if you have any. Before we do any of that, I want to bring on stage the director of this film. He's a good friend of mine. We've been friends for well over a decade. One of the hardest working men in the independent film business right now. He also directed a Batman Beyond film series that is on YouTube. It's got over 1.5 million views. Round of applause for Lyles.
Excellent con. I want to take up too much time because we're running a little late in technical stuff, but I didn't even know the room was going to fill up like this. I appreciate y'all coming from the bottom of my heart. The fan film made by fans, like I said, with love and hard work and dedication on a very minimum budget, but we did the best we could and it came out excellent. We had a lot of fun. Hope y'all enjoy what y'all about to watch, and we'll talk after. All right? All right. Static Shock, going in there to read.
Mercy Reeves, played by Juliana Provatakis. Eugene, played by our executive producer, Eugene. Boom, played by Cobb. Dr. Billie, played by Curtis Case. Mirage, played by Marisha, Legan-Johnson. Gear, played by our stunt coordinator, flight choreographer, Joseph Ray Santos. It's Marvel, man. She's Marvel. I got it. And our star, Static, played by Billie. And Nate, come on back.
Nate?
Secrets.
What?
Alright, so we prepared a few questions for our panelists. I'll remind them all to keep the answers around 6 seconds. We want to get some questions from the audience here.
Mike Chin.
So, first question is for Will, Marisha, Carl, and Jordan. How do you feel that fan films such as this affect mainstream movies and industry as a whole?
You said your name first.
Okay, so hi, my name's Billie. Thank you guys for coming, by the way. I enjoyed the film. But to answer your question, how do I feel? I feel that fan films such as this, Static Shock, and Batman Beyond, go check it out. I feel that it pushes mainstream to go higher with the quality and the backstories and sticking more towards the comic books. Just because with fan films like this one, when he brought me on the project, I was excited because I was pushing actually earlier about why hadn't we seen any Static Shock? Like there was a cartoon, I'm like, where is it? And then when he told me about the project, I was like, okay, this is going to be cool, this is going to be fun, but at the same time, you know, this is going to help push that narrative for Static Shock and superheroes just like Static Shock that don't get that recognition and the demand. Because you guys watching the videos and supporting us making these films definitely will put the spotlight back onto mainstream as getting Static Shock and other superheroes that publicity that they need.
You know, I think that with fan films, it really gives a different perspective on what is in the mainstream media. I think what's so fantastic about Nate, so we sat down and talked about this film, and he has his own backstory of where he's from and how he can connect with Static Shock. And so I think it's just fantastic that when fans who are true fans and not in it for the money, who's not in it to make sure that people are paid, like really like paying bills paid, you know, you have much more freedom to really just like do anything. So I think it really gives a different perspective, and also the freedom of like, I just love this comic book, I just love this artist, I just love all of these things, and you can really just love the content of what you're doing and not be bound to, is this going to sell? Is this going to make money? You know, so I think that's the beauty of fan fiction films, because you're just like, I love this and I want to do more of this.
Would you be so kind as to reiterate the question?
We're going to ask them.
Was that Jordan? So how do you feel that fan films, such as this, affect the mainstream movies and the industry as a whole?
I think a fan film like this shows the capability of guerrilla filmmakers, what guerrilla filmmakers can do. And what I mean by guerrilla filmmakers is, you know, we're at ground zero making movies with like Nate said, with bare minimum to work on. And as you guys can see, it's awesome. And we're not being subsidized by like these huge elite distributors like Warner Brothers and all the movie studios and stuff like that. We're not getting cashed out by anybody. So I think it shows what we're capable of.
Oh yeah, Leslie. No, I think it affects it in a way when you see it done by somebody who truly loves doing the job that they come out every day and do. And growing up with this guy, I already knew like his passion for it, so it was just cool seeing this be, you know, presented to, you know, people, and knowing that, you know, this is like this guy that I grew up with, and the level of you know, just the level of dedication he's trying to like take Static to, because I grew up watching Static, and it was a painful thing seeing it being taken off, you know, the air or whatever. But I think it affects the mainstream by like building these type of movies from the perspective of the fan, and it really like shows it a different way than it being by a mass producer or mass, you know, distributor.
The next question is for Nate, Joe, Curtis, and Julie. You got a question, Nate? What was the best thing about working on this fan film, and or one major takeaway from this comic book-based project?
How did we get that question?
Sign up for these questions.
The best thing,
You
the
know,
best
I think he sent a message saying.
No, but the first part of that question you added. There's a two-part question in that.
All right, Joe, you can take it first.
See?
Me? You're the leader.
All right. The best thing about work, the best thing, if I had to choose one, is the people, like these people that's up here with me, is that the people that have come and took their time, because time is life currency. They shared their life currency to make a project come together and happen, and they put their heart and soul into it and gave me the best that they got, and they're very talented people. So just working with them and knowing that they have my back on this is the best thing. Then to touch on what Marisha was saying, the freedom of making a fan film, like having that freedom to just explore your own creativity and give the world, don't throw everything against the wall to see what sticks type of thing. And yeah, that's the best thing with the second part of that question, the two-part question. I made the takeaway. I'm not sure what the takeaway was. I mean, we here, man. I tell them all the time, Comic-Con is my Oscars. Like, really, this is like a dream come true here, because I'm in the hallway about to throw up and get lightheaded and I'm like, I can't believe this is happening. I guess it's like when reality hits you and stuff like that, because this is my Oscars, and like I'm glad to be here sharing it with y'all. So this is what I'm taking away.
Working on this project is one of my favorite things I've ever worked on, just because we did Batman Beyond together, and then he called me up and trusted me with, a secondary role in something that, he's a secondary character, and he's playing, second fiddle properly to all these awesome guys on stage right now, and trusting that I can raise everybody up and like make sure everyone looks good, and I don't know. It's awesome, dude. It is so nice.
Made the takeaway.
Made the takeaway. All these guys on stage are awesome.
You're awesome.
Dude, I forgot how scary you were, by the way.
Yes.
I haven't seen it in a while.
By the way, he choreographed all the stunts.
Yeah.
Okay. This is my turn.
Need the question repeated?
I'm a spellbinder, so I know. I guess I would say that it was an honor to be able to play the character again in Static. When Nate asked me to play it, I was kind of like, are you sure? Because it was in the future. I mean, my character is technically from the future, so I was like, are you sure about that? And he was like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool. And yeah, to see everything come together, I would say, Nate is a hard worker. He put his heart and soul in all his projects. We did Batman Beyond, and even this one. I mean, we literally did Batman Beyond, and then he went off and did Ironheart, and then this. And it was like back to back, and he never stopped. And so just to see this moment just for him, I would say I'm happy to know you, and you're a good friend, and thanks for bringing me on. So yeah, I love you, Kurt. Oh, okay. But I would say, yeah, that would be what I would say as far as my takeaway from this project, and what I like most is I didn't have my face covered the whole time, so I didn't have to wear the spellbinder suit the whole time, so it was nice compared to Batman Beyond, where I literally had my face covered the whole film. So I got to see my face on camera. So I would say that was what I did.
Hi guys. So what I really loved about this project was I was working with these guys who are obviously a very close-knit group. They work on all their projects together, and they are all so passionate, and they all hold themselves to a standard just because, one, they want to be amazing filmmakers and actors, and then also they have a passion for the material. And so when you're working on that, it pushes you to do the best job you can for yourself and for any other fans who are watching, and that is amazing. And then also, I guess the takeaway is that it makes you realize you have the power to make your own films, and you have the power to take these characters who you love and just see them in those stories you fantasized about when you're like, oh, it'd be so great if they had to be in that situation. and now you can make it happen, and it pushes you to make that material yourself, and it pushes you to just, if you want to see it, create it. So I love that. Thank you, and good job, Nate.
Now we can take some questions from the audience. Everybody has a question, just raise your hand. That mic. They need a mic.
If you want, I'll use the mic or you can yell out.
I mean, I'm pretty loud. I have a theater background. So one of the huge strengths, well, first of all, this film is amazing. So, like, hats off to you. As someone who definitely did not miss a single episode of Static Shock, I was very excited to watch this. But in analysis thought process, one of the real core strengths of the animated series and this film is the relationship between Virgil and Richie. And so I want to know, you as a writer and also as a director and for your actors, like, how did you, like, because I feel like you very successfully did it, but how did you recreate that relationship? Like, were there things as far as like their nuances and the way you communicated that help you recreate the strength of that relationship?
I mean, as I was writing it, or with the actors?
Both.
Oh yeah, as I was writing it, I just channeled my best friend, like just me and my best friend, and like how we play off each other and things like that. Like, because he was really like the comic relief. As you can see, I've made Richie like comic relief here.
Which he is in, yes, that was accurate.
So, and then when these guys met, it was like, I don't know how it was so magnetic. They're both like individually, when you meet them, they're charismatic and they're open and they're cool. So when you put them together in the same room, they were like that, and they got, the chemistry was easy. I didn't really have to do much again to like each other or be cool with each other. They seemed like brothers on set. Like, even, plus he was a fight choreographer, and he had to show him how to, fall and land and everything. They had to trust each other in that sense too. So that trust that came pretty quick too.
And for you two, like as actors, like who was that you did to recreate that bond, or you guys like, I just like this dude?
Yeah, it was just super easy when a lot of times in like the acting world, like in major projects, people are getting paid. That means they audition, they went through this whole process to get through it all and to get to where they are. With this kind of a thing, you're calling in your friends and you're calling in people you really want to work with. And so, like in case with Will and everything, they're cool people. You don't have to worry about like somebody being a jerk on set. You're only calling your friends. So when it comes to like building a bond like what we had, it's easy. It's cool people to work with. It's no problem.
Yeah, it's like a birds of a feather flock together type thing.
Exactly.
So like,
Yeah, pretty much what he said.
Thank you.
Sorry to ask so soon in the Q&A, but who are the people that you dedicated the film to?
Christopher is my brother. I lost my brother soon after filming.
And Colette is actually my mom, so she passed away a little after the film. So yeah, this man. But yeah, thank you, Nate, for dedicating it to my mom as well.
Anybody with a question, you can just line up and
Step up to the mic.
Just want to know, how long did it take to film everything? How long did it
Are you talking filming or are you talking like post-production too?
Yes, all of it.
All of it?
From like day one to end, like.
Can I brag? Can I brag about Nate really quick?
Yes, do it.
I'm just gonna brag about it. So, Nate is the type of person where, like, if he wants to get something done, he's gonna get it done. And so, at the end of this film, we were trying to like raise up money to do post-production, and that didn't happen. But Nate actually did all of the special effects. He did all of the editing. He did like every single part that you see. He did everything. Like, I would come over. I I'm friends with all of the people, and he'd just be hours, like 2 screens, watching this, trying to replicate it, literally just teaching himself how to do all of the special effects. So Nate was like so fantastic.
So IMDb says that July 2019, I guess, was the wrap.
Wait, 2019?
No, Finish everything. I guess around July. Dang. The process. I'm not good with dates.
That's supposed to be a year and a
But
half.
the shooting took about 4 months.
Yeah.
Post production was a little long because, like Marisha was saying, we tried to raise funds to do the video effects, and I taught myself, so it took a couple months to teach myself. Then, I lost my brother, so that took and then got back into it, and here it is. Now, I'm not too good with timeline, so I had to research.
You don't focus on time. You just do it.
But yeah, about 4 months for production, and we crunched everything together. Probably about 5 to 6 months for post production. Thank you. How you doing?
I'm doing alright. First of all, I appreciate what y'all are doing. As far as the Static Shock movie goes, I appreciate that.
Thank you.
How long have you guys known each other, like, as a whole group? Like, I heard that y'all known each other since childhood and over a decade, but like, as a group.
This unit right here?
Wait.
Well,
That's like 4 years?
okay.
Alright.
Okay, so,
Adding numbers.
yeah, let's, okay, so Dimitri, Nate, and myself, we all came from the East Coast.
And Carl.
And Carl as well. So we kind of knew each other before we came out here.
Alright.
And we worked on a few projects together back on the East Coast. And then we met these cats.
Like 4 or 5 years ago, something like
Yeah.
that. For Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we met like the rest of these cats here in LA, and we just all like been one cohesive group, and we all like just bond, and it's a really close family too. So
Where do we find the rest of this?
My laptop didn't work. So it's posted, but on YouTube, NaturNaL, youtube.com/NaturNaL. It's NaturNal, or hashtag NaturNaL. But the Batman Beyond series is on there, and this is actually like supposed to be looked at as an episode of Batman Beyond. As you see at the tail end, Batman Beyond's like creeped in there, but so I'm trying to get that little world building going on and everything. So I want to do like how they did in the cartoon when they cross over.
I like that.
I'm ready for it.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Welcome back, sir.
Hopefully this is more optimistic. Have you been able to get any mentoring or anything, or has this kind of been, you guys upwards, or are you hopeful, et cetera, et cetera?
Is it mentoring?
Mentoring, yes, as in, somebody has been, come to you and said, okay, I like what you did here, do this, kind of an education sort of thing.
Not
Is
yet.
it a learn by doing sort of thing, or?
School,
I mean,
YouTube University is my University and diving into it. What else? But when I first moved to LA, I brought the Batman Beyond project with me. Before I even touched down out here, I had a casting call set up and everything for Batman Beyond. I didn't know where I was going to do it. I had no funding or anything like that, and I just posted every day. I would post on all my social medias, including LinkedIn, that I'm doing the Batman Beyond project. I set up a website. Everyone who got casted, I put them on there, try to make the website look as professional as possible. Links would always go back to that website, and it caught the eye of a guy named Rick Neat, who, and I'm forever, not forever into debt, but I'm forever grateful for, because he was a big Batman Beyond fan, and he hit me up on LinkedIn, and I was like, of all places. I just started this LinkedIn thing, I didn't know what it was. And he hit me up and he asked me how am I funding it, and I was like, I don't know how I'm funded, but I'm gonna do it as long as I can. So I'm gonna fund it out of my pocket. It would take 5 years to make this, I'm gonna make it. He said, well, it's long story short, he helped me out. He dropped 20 G's on it, and we made an 8-episode series, season 1. And I was like, damn, there are people out there like that because there are horror stories where something like that wouldn't turn out. But just that, giving me that little bit of hope, the biggest, I guess, sense of mentoring that I had, having conversations with him and everything like that. And here we are now, and I've just been inspired by that. And even if I don't get funding from someone like that before, I'm going to be doing it until I can't do it anymore. Thank you again.
So I got a question for the director. How many times did you write this out and figure out, yeah, I like this draft, or just like trash? How many times did you write it for you really feel like this was the one that you wanted to do? If you're a perfectionist, if you don't like something, you're gonna retype it, redo it until you get what you want. It's not saying I'm saying like
no, I got
you took your time. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. How many drafts?
Okay, I've been asked this before, and it's not like it's not like the typical. I'm not like the typical writer because I originally didn't consider myself a writer, or just a director. I wanted to create, but since I didn't have a writer, I had to write myself. So what I do is my process. But my process is I write in my head first before I even put anything down on paper. So I go through several drafts in my mind before I even put it on paper. And when I do put it on paper, it's an outline, and then I touch the outline up, and then there's a dialogue within the outline. So as far as like me writing out the complete script, and then going back and doing another draft of it, maybe 3 times. Because also what I do when I write is when I work with actors, and when I cast certain actors, I love for them to take on the character as well. So I try to leave room open for them if they want to interpret it a certain way, and they have different, if they want to play with it a little bit, I let them do that. I'm not like a stickler. So I'll say about 3 drafts that we can all say once we're running the lines. If they got something, that could be a different draft. If they say like, well, can I say this line differently? That type of thing. Okay. So maybe about 3 drafts, but it's all in the brain first before it even gets to the paper. So, all right. Like I'm writing 4 scripts right now. Thank you, man. Hello.
Boo, sit down.
No. I want to know, and this is for everybody, not just Nate and Joe and Will. What do you guys want to see happen with this project and, with this project moving forward? What do you guys want to see happen?
I'll start with Julie.
So you guys saw what Nate was able to do with the bare minimum budget. Just imagine what he could do with studio money, with millions of dollars. So just something to think about, you guys. And also I want to ask a quick favor. So it's about 40 people in this room right now. So if you could all follow us on Instagram. I'm going to start with my partner here.
Oh, hi everyone.
Get your phones out.
Well, my name's Juliana Provatakis, and you can find me on Instagram at Juliana Provata. Just exactly as it sounds, yeah. And I think in the upcoming episodes, I want to see a lot of explosions, and I want to see a lot of like badass fight choreography, and more of that chemistry between the characters, and just like seeing where they all go. And yeah.
And I'm Jordan Eugene Lane. And you can follow me on Instagram at JLReal23.
What I want to see happen, I would like a lot of doors opening for like these guys up here and girls. Like these people to be on film and on TV as much as possible. And you can follow me at Cabino Instagram.
I would like to see Nate keep building his universe and keep putting things together, and also making a way for more independent filmmakers and actors to be able to, hone their craft and to work as well. Because as you know, as we all see, we see the same face over and over again on screen, on television. And so, I'm actually looking forward to seeing more independent actors, more independent artists come forward and being able to have their work shown so other people can see it. And Curtis K. Case, you can follow me as Curtis K. Case on Instagram.
Hello. No, I want to see all of the episodes of this and more. Kind of something that you said, that this just be a door for other filmmakers, other artists to be involved. That this not just be one crossover, but this can be many crossovers. That we're able to explore all of the backstories of all the characters right here on stage and more. So I just feel like as other comic book have many worlds, I think that this could be a world as well. So that would be awesome. And I am Marisha Legan-Johnson, and you can follow me at Marisha LJ.
Yeah, I just want to work with Nate more. Like, there are jobs you get paid for and that goes in your pocket. This one just like, this one just makes your heart feel good. Like, you're doing it for the passion, not for the money. It doesn't matter. You're doing it because, fans like you love this show, and I'll make it till I freaking die, dude. And I'm Joseph Ray Santos on Instagram. I do clips and stuff.
Okay, well, for this project and all of Nate's other projects, I would definitely like to see more, but also on a bigger platform. So, like Amazon, Netflix, that'd be cool. That way, he can get paid to actually do more with his project. And my Instagram, is IAM Billie, Billie, J Bradford. That's Bradford. That's me.
Who knows? We might be able to make that name, please. They lost all Marvel stuff. Yeah.
Well, Disney's taking it on.
What was the question?
What do you want to see happen with this and all your other projects?
Do you need your question repeated? Of course, everything, echoing everything that they said, of course, to see it go bigger and better. But what I would love to see personally in my heart, I would love to see what comes after this from someone else's mind, like a young child or anybody out there that's looking at this like, wow, this guy did this, the budget was what? I can do this too. I want to see who's inspired by this. I want to see their work, and I want them to inspire the next person and so forth. Because, like, we're doing these fan films, and we're doing it from our heart. And some people who are out there like, I can't do this. I don't have the money to do it. I don't have the people to do it. You can do it. That's what I want to say. I want to see the people that are inspired by this to do it themselves and do it on their own.
We have enough time for about 3 more questions. So, you can ask away.
First of all, really great film.
Hey.
I wanted to ask, who did the makeup?
She's not here.
Rebecca is not here. Her name is Rebecca Shape. Rebecca Shape.
Shut up.
Rebecca Shape. She's not here right now. I wish she could have made it. She couldn't. I can't even make excuses for her or anything like that. But I don't know if you've seen at the end when the credits were rolling, she was going to make up. Yeah, but she's awesome. She did a fan film I did called Iron Heart, and that's where I met her through a mutual friend down here, Sean. But yeah, she did awesome work. I believe she did awesome work. She put a speaker on my man's chest. Are you into makeup? Is that a passion of yours?
Kind of. Me and my mom do all out for some makeup on some of my Halloween costumes. This is homemade as well.
You guys made this?
Where's mom?
We can do 2 more.
Come on, mom, stand up.
That's a great job, man. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, first and foremost, great job. Definitely love the job that you all did.
Yeah.
I have a 2-part question real quick. So my first question is, well, let me go to the second one first. If you could make your own superhero character film, whatever the case may be, what would their power be? And then my second question is, what made you choose this portion of the Static Shock timeline to address? Was it just because you've done a whole Batman Beyond series? And if so, how would you approach doing a Static Shock series?
I like everybody to answer the first part.
Oh, really? I like how you just put that off.
I did choose this timeline, this time period to do it. I didn't want to do an origin story. Not that I don't like doing origin stories, but I figure if you're going to click on something that says like Static Shock or Batman Beyond, you're a fan. I don't want to bore you with, like, I'm not giving you Bruce Wayne's parents getting shot down. I'm not giving you that again and again. So you're here for Static, let's dive right into it. You know his backstory, let's get into it. That's how it is with the Batman Beyond series. Like, people are fans. So, and then I wanted to get that crossover going. So I wanted the relationship between these guys to be already established. It's not said in there, but they're not in school anymore. It's like they're right out of, like, maybe they're 20 and 21. Okay. So, you know, and because I wanted to crossover with, I wanted to crossover Batman Beyond, so that is why I chose that period. I haven't thought about what I would have done with a Static Shock, like just having Static Shock and not thinking about tying it into something. Well, this was supposed to be maybe a three-parter where the Metabreed, he fights the Metabreed, and that's it. But I want to tie it and him and Batman Beyond fighting the Metabreed. And if I were to tackle a Static Shock project, with just a Static story without Batman Beyond or any thoughts of that, it would have to do with something like modern day issues, and you know, it might get a little political. It might have to be a little political with comedy on the side. But I mean, you know, so much that has happened, and so much that's going on in Black communities and things like that. I have to touch on that for my people. You know what I mean? Things will have to be addressed in that. It is a platform for that. So, was that all of that question? Sorry.
That was my only question, but now that you said it, I have another question. Real quick. So I'm glad you said that. Today we don't see many, and I'm gonna take it here. We don't see many like black. We see more influxes of black superheroes and so on, whether it's, you know, if you want to stick with DC, Black Lightning, so on and so forth. But the things that they're addressing, they try to keep distance from what's actually going on now. Yeah. So my second question was, if you created a character, an original, what would their power be? But I guess what you can add on to that is like, what would they be addressing in their world if you were able to create an original character?
Actually, I don't know the powers thing yet. I have an original project I'm working on where these people have powers that are related to animals, different animals and things like that. And it's like people that are all across the globe and stuff like that. So it's like multicultural. So I mean, because I will touch on certain issues that go into different communities and things like that. I mean, the company I keep is of multiple cultures. There's a globe and this planet. People that live here are multiple cultures, of various cultures and stuff. And you know, that's what I think should be reflected on these big screens nowadays too. So I don't know how to respond to it without getting too political and everything here. But I see what you're saying about them tiptoeing around certain issues and things, like police brutality type things might get addressed in there. Bullies. Like bullying and things like that, we could address if I had to do something like in high schools and things like that. That just, you know. But yeah, as far as that down that rabbit hole I can go right now. But superpower. There's some other superpowers there. I don't know.
Teleporting.
These are excellent questions though. I'm very old. Teleporting.
There's a lot of cool powers.
Yeah.
Just teleporting. Teleport, that's it.
Yeah.
Time travel. That was
Healing powers.
That's my favorite. That's one of them.
Oh, healing other people.
One that came up recently was the ability to control someone's emotions around you. So I'd like to explore that. That's like make someone angry or make someone see what that does. You can go so far with that, like with a bully or like bully brutality, that type of thing. You can either be evil or good.
I think
on both spectrums.
or a bit of both. I think I can cover that for you, Dad.
Last question.
Listen, I know that this has already been said about like the budget's super low, y'all ain't in it for the money, but this man is working so hard for what he believes in. He's going for it. This is just
Dude, you have no idea.
I know, like,
really
this
don't.
is just the beginning. If he thinks he's made it now, what he's trying to do, what he's gonna do.
I stay hungry.
The fact that you don't see people with his dedication out here, but he's running out here with what he can do. You guys are all out here doing your best, and not even for money. It's just for the enjoyment, for the fulfillment of yourselves. I appreciate that.
I'm sorry. Actually, thank you. I was gonna say, when he told me about the project, I didn't know about Batman Beyond. I was probably the last person. But it's okay. I was gonna say, but when I did, when he asked me about it, I was like, okay, but I'd never seen any of his work, so that's like the first thing I go to. It's like, okay, but what have they done?
Yeah.
And then when I saw Batman Beyond, I was like, what? And knowing that I met some of these people before watching it, and then I saw them in the film, I was like, wait, that was you? That was this guy? What? And it was so good that I was like, okay, yeah, I'm totally down to do this, because this guy literally put his blood, sweat, and tears in. Like, this guy was a director, writer, cinematographer, editor, like special, everything minus stunts. But yeah, it was. And he never lost his cool. I've been on plenty of sets where like the PAs are like losing their heads, and they, all they do is tell people where to go, essentially. They help. They help. But it's, I mean, yeah. Sorry. But the fact that this guy literally put his own money into this production, his own time, his own, skill, and never lost his cool. I would definitely love to work with people like that, because I mean, we all would. It's rare in this industry. It's rare.
Can I, and also, so I'm actually good friends with Nate's roommate, and so we work on projects. And Nate, how I met him was he worked on our project, because he knew how important it was for us all to work with one another. So I didn't even, I knew about Batman, but I didn't sit, I'm not gonna say anything in front of Comic-Con. I watched the first episode, but because he was so dedicated, because he everything he did, he was like, I want to do this. He was passionate. I'm like, of course I want to work with you. So I mean, you're always there to lend a hand to everyone else. So yeah, he works hard, so hard. So yeah, just piggybacking off that. Yeah.
He doesn't sleep.
Yeah. If you guys, I would say that when I worked with Nate back on the East Coast, it was pretty much, for when I showed up really early before he even got there. And ever since I worked on the first project with him, it was pretty much almost like a brotherhood. And we had a really close bond, he and I, and even Dimitri as well. And when he had told me about Batman Beyond, before we came out here, he had called me up and I was asleep. Curtis, you playing Spellbinder for Batman Beyond? Okay. And so he came out here and he went, landed, feet running, hitting the doors, everything. He was just straightforward, bulls, just running towards that red flag, and he didn't stop since he's been here. And I think I can say, like everybody else, that you're an amazing person. You have a good heart, and once we started working with him, I mean, it's like he called us up and said, hey, I got this going on, you down? We're like, yeah, we'll pretty much drop him, we'll pretty much be there for him. And we know he'll do the same thing for us as well, too. So, I mean, like I said earlier, we're like a really close-knit family, and we know that what the struggle is and the grind is in this industry, and we know what it takes in order to be able to bring something like this forward. and to bring it to you guys so you guys can see it. And I mean, I say for the turnout here is a testament to as far as your hard work, man. And you are great. You're a great director.
Julie.
Hi.
Jordan. Carl. Curtis. Marisha. Jill. Will. Dimitri. Everybody here. Thank you so much.